Greetings world. We are anonymous. We are now giving the Attorney General Joseph A. Joe Foster of the State of New Hampshire his only warning. The exposure that is going to take place by anonymous entities from around the world will reveal that there may be terrorist attacks waiting to take place in the future. Anonymous has evidence and witnesses that stem the drug cartel's activity to Lee County, Florida Sheriff Mike Scott and the 20th Circuit Courts of Florida. Dean Smoronk, a resident in Lee County, Florida and Stafford County, New Hampshire, was arrested for bomb-making materials, with over $12,000 in cash, and trafficking a substantial amount of drugs. This arrest took place on February 19 of 2014. The I-95 North was closed for over 4 hours in Sumter County, South Carolina. Recently several officers were arrested by federal authorities for drug trafficking. Anonymous believes that anyone arrested with the materials to blow people up places and things, is considered a terrorist. We also firmly believe that President Donald Trump would agree and demand the Department of Justice to hand down the indictments. Smoronk was down in Lee County, Florida running drug operations under the helm of the Kingpin Sheriff Mike Scott. The ties to end these criminal acts start in Florida and end with you, Mr. Attorney General. You were put in place around the same time many shifting events of power also took place in Lee County, Florida, to help keep the flow of the drug cartel movement. Anonymous has solid evidence of an assistant federal prosecutor in Washington, D.C. by the name of Diane Ann Baker committing horrendous criminal acts of prosecutorial misconduct and kidnapping, in Lee County, Florida, while as a state prosecutor for State Attorney Stephen B. Russell, of the 20th Circuit Courts. The officer she conspired to help cover up, by the name of Vincent Charles Manillo, formerly of the Cape Coral Police Department, eventually flew for the Lee County Sheriff's Office in 2013. The government owned Vincent Manillo, and once you enter the drug cartel, it would be very hard to ever get out. We now call on the Governor Chris Sununu of the great state of New Hampshire, to remove your Attorney General, for conspiring to control drug cartel movement. Anonymous declares you have now been incriminated in a criminal conspiracy, if no action of instant removal of your Attorney General. Dean Smoronk had previous law enforcement altercations with a gun shooting in 2012. He was given a GPS monitoring system while out on bond. Anonymous and any simple mind is able to understand Dean Smoronk's freedom since released after a couple months in jail, that any charge of bomb-making materials, drug trafficking has some very influential, high-powered officials dealing drugs, and laundering money to fund operations. It seems you are now in system failure. Anonymous demands the resignation of your Attorney General, to the Governor of the great state of New Hampshire. We are anonymous. We do not forgive. We do not forget. Expect us.